In 1978, after the death of Jomo Kenyatta, Moi became Kenya's second president. This, despite resistance from a section of politicians allied to the late Kenyatta, who preferred that the founding father be succeeded by someone from the Kikuyu community. He continued with Kenyatta's policies in what he called Fuata Nyayo, Swahili for following in the steps. In fact, he is popularly known as Nyayo in Kenya. Moi remained popular until 1982 when an attempted military coup saw him change his leadership style. He took this opportunity to fire his opponents and clamp on dissent, banning opposition parties. At the end of the Cold War, Moi seemed to fall out with Western powers, who now considered him a despot. University academics led underground movements that pushed for democratic reforms and the reintroduction of the multi-party system. Their demands were met with heavy-handedness, long detentions without trial, and torture. Faced with growing pressure from the West, which included the withholding of foreign aid to Kenya, Moi announced at a KANU delegates conference in 1991 the repeal of Section 2A of the Constitution, which banned multi-party politics. The following year, he won the country's first multi-party elections amid charges of electoral fraud. Violence then marred the 1997 elections, leading to the deaths of people in areas perceived to be opposition strongholds. His administration was accused of corruption, nepotism, and human rights abuses. A 2007 WikiLeaks report linked Moi and his family to a web of shell companies that were used to loot money from Kenya and stash it abroad. A new constitutional requirement barred him from seeking a third mandate in 2002.
Whoever wins, I will hand over the power. I think the Western world have misunderstood me. I think I want to take power.
Moi sidestepped his then Vice President, Professor George Saitoti, and instead backed Uhuru Kenyatta, son of his predecessor, Jomo Kenyatta, as the KANU presidential candidate.
I, Uhuru Kenyatta, do solemnly swear and pledge that I will serve KANU and its members in my capacity as chairman without fear, favor.
This led to dissent within the party, followed by a mass walkout that saw the opposition uniting to form the National Rainbow Coalition, NAC. After 4 decades as the ruling party, Moi's led KANU was swept from power as NAC's candidate Mwai Kibaki succeeded Moi in December 2002. Moi retreated into quiet retirement, only re-emerging in 2013 when Uhuru Kenyatta, his preferred successor, took over power, this time as a candidate for an opposition coalition known as the Jubilee Alliance Coalition. It is believed that the younger Kenyatta has sought political counsel from Moi from time to time. Moi divorced from his late wife Lena in 1974. He leaves behind 7 children and a personal fortune estimated at $3 billion. Sarah Kimani, SABC News, Kenya.